Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg Prescott from in5d.com, and today I'm just giving a brief update on my progress on keto. For my New Year's resolution, my one and only New Year's resolution, I decided to go on a keto diet. I've done it before and I've lost a lot of weight with it. Subsequently, obviously, I put it back on. And from what I've understood, you got to find some kind of balance. And it's hard to go back to, it's kind of like many of us that have gone down the rabbit hole. Once you go down the rabbit hole, it's hard to go back. If you go back and become a normie, you can't live life the way you did before you went down the rabbit hole. Now, with the keto diet, once you go down that rabbit hole and you come back out and try to be the normie again, your body will reject that idea and you'll put that weight back on. I know, I did it. So yeah, on January 1st, I weighed 226 pounds. Matter of fact, I have some pictures. Bear with me. So yeah, January 1st. This is what I weighed when I was over at in England at Allie's place with my wife, and you can see I was a big boy then, quite large, and this picture, whoops. The picture on the left was taken from one of our live shows that Allie and I did right before I started my diet. And the picture on the right is today. So, and I'll get back to this transformation thing because, I'll show you this in a minute. But if you're looking at the picture below, you can see the transformation, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of dedication that goes on with the keto diet. I talked about possible cheat days, thinking, okay, maybe I'll have pizza, and a big glass of milk, right? Never happened. I had 0 cheat days, none. The thing is, you find little maneuvers and tricks around, like some of the foods that you're craving. One of the foods I was craving was manicotti. My mom would make these French crepes, obviously using flour and some mozzarella and ricotta cheese in the center, roll it up into a little roll, and homemade spaghetti sauce on top. Top that off with a little mozzarella. Bake it until it's all nice, warm, and gooey. One of my favorite meals ever. But you can't have those crepes. But I found a recipe for keto crepes I tried coconut flour. I tried almond flour. It's just not the same. It was okay. The crepes don't hold up the way you would expect them to. So, yeah, that didn't work. What else? Oh, I did French onion soup. But every time I had French onion soup, it seems like I would put weight back on. And I didn't use the sweet onions. I just used yellow onions. It was so delicious, though, and I don't have any regrets. But that wasn't cheating. Another food from my past, on my father's side, I'm half Polish and Russian on my dad's side, and Italian and Spanish on my mom's. But on my dad's side, pierogies are a popular food. So not only do you have the flour with the dough, You also have the potatoes. Oh, I love pierogies, but yeah, I couldn't eat pierogies. Not that the store bought ones are horrible. Anyone that's Polish or has had authentic Polish pierogies and then has Mrs. T's or any other store bought pierogi, they suck. One time, I think it was for my parents' 50th anniversary, my daughter was down and we made 50 pierogies for my parents as one of their anniversary gifts. So, yeah. And they take forever to make, but it's so worth the time and effort. What we do is you mash the potatoes up and then you put cheese and caramelized onions on the inside. And then you take the dough and fold it over, tamp it down with a fork, boil it until it rises, and then take it out, let it dry. And then most people will fry it afterwards until it's nice little golden brown on the outside. Serve it with a side of sour cream and you're good to go. I see Cynthia McCollum in the chat. Hi, Cynthia. Is there a formula to training the mind to change negative thoughts to positive thoughts? That's a great question. And honestly, Cynthia, you really got to want to do it. It's like an addiction. You got to want to quit whatever that addiction is. And for this, you really want to, you got to have your mind set on doing it. It's all a frame of mind. And I was ready. I was ready on January 1st. And I thought, yeah, this is it. I've done it before and it was successful. And I did it again. Even though I did talk about on the video, there's a link. If you're watching on Facebook, it's up here. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right below the video. But it was my first update that I did where I lost 15 pounds quickly in the first month. And it took another month and a half to lose another 12 pounds, but that weight came off. But in that video, as I was referencing, I talked about possible cheat days. A friend of mine in the UK, Cliff, lost a lot of weight on the keto diet, and he looked fantastic. I saw him when I went to be with Allie in October and November of last year, and he looked fantastic. He lost about 60 pounds in the past year on keto, but he gives himself cheat days. And I talked about that in the video about, possibly taking a day off. The things, some of the things I miss the most would be pizza. There's a chain pizza. I'm not big on chain pizza, but there's a chain pizza place called Jets, Jets, Jets Pizza. And they have this 4-corner pizza that's just amazing. It's like slightly burnt on the edges and it's really good. I come from upstate New York, and I had some friends come down from upstate New York, and they stayed with me. And one time we went out for pizza, and trust me, upstate, any place in New York knows pizza, real pizza, not like Domino's or Pizza Hut, real Italian pizza, right? And they came down, and I told them about Jets, and they tried it, and they loved it too. So it's not just me. It's hard to find really, really good pizza. Jets Pizza is one of them. But that's one of the things I missed. And but now that I've gotten past that hurdle, I found there's certain things you can do, and I'll be talking about shortly about how you can bypass that craving and that hurdle for some of the foods that you miss and enjoy. And that's why I didn't have any cheat days. So, hi to everyone joining me in the chat. I see Debbie's here at Hemplay. Thank you very much, Debbie. And Maura just came up from the beach. You look great. I keep missing you. Maura's down here on Siesta Key, and I'm on the beach all the time. I was there this morning. Despite it looking like rain, I went there and got about an hour's worth of exercise in. And missed you again. Hi, Jenny. How are you? always think of it like this. There are two different realities running at the same time. One is negative and one is positive. We choose our experience by choosing our thoughts. Great answer. Yeah, great answer. That always inspires me to get back on keto. Awesome. Men seem to lose faster than women, so we have to be more patient. But I lost 30 pounds on keto. Good for you. Wow. I met you, Jenny, not too long ago on the beach. It doesn't look like you have to lose anything, but I don't know where you would lose 30 pounds from, but if that's what you choose, go for it. Yeah. I guess women have other places they would put it, the girly places, I guess, than guys. So that probably makes sense that guys would lose it, because we lose it. Where are we going to put it? It doesn't go to our chest or our ass. It goes to our stomach, and that's where we lose it. So about 2 weeks ago, I stopped intermittent fasting. I was doing that. I was fasting from 5 p.m. until 1 p.m., 20-hour fast. And for no apparent reason, I decided I'm not going to intermittent fast. Part of the reason was because in January and part of February, the weather was really cold here in Florida. I know, no sympathy. It was in the 60s, which is cold if you're not used to that. Anyway, it was too cold to go to the beach. And because of its coldness, I wasn't getting exercise in. But once it started warming up, I would go to the beach. And now you have to go to the beach early this time of the year because it's called in season. All the tourists are down for midwinter break or spring break or whatever. And you got to get down here early to get a parking spot. So I figure, okay, well, I'm not going to wait until 1 o'clock to eat. I'll have a light breakfast before I go to the beach. And what I usually have for breakfast is 3 eggs over easy. That's it. No toast, obviously, nothing else. And I'll talk about this a little bit more too, under hurdles and that you end up having on the keto diet. But yeah, I stopped intermittent fasting. Like I said, kind of for no reason. I was just listening to my body. My body said, it's okay. I still try not to eat main meals anytime after 5 o'clock. Tonight's going to be different because it's Allie's birthday and we're going to do a dinner and a movie. So, that'll be a meal at 8 o'clock, and that's fine. But yeah, ultimately, just listen to your body. So what is keto, right? Everyone's talking about it. It's kind of like carnivore, but it's a little different because you can eat, vegetables and some fruits and stuff. No carbs, no rice, pasta, noodles, potatoes, corn, bread, ice cream, unless it's keto. There is keto ice cream out there. And there's a low carb ice cream by Breyers. I would have that on occasion just to give myself a treat. No sugars. That's basically all juices and certain fruits, most fruits, right? Certain fruits are good for you, like strawberries and watermelon and blueberries. Watermelon's sweet. However, it's so high in water content that it's okay to eat. So I lost 27 pounds in 77 days, right? Since January 1st. And yesterday on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, was the first day I went under 200 pounds. And today I'm at 199.1. So, I have this, I have a scale that has an app to it, and the scale's right below me in YouTube and right above me on Facebook, but it tracks my weight every day. And I mean, it does so many other things too. It shows you your body fat, which mine for a large boned male, that's within range. Body mass. Actually, my body fat has to go down a little to 25. That's the outer limit of the range. My body mass index for somebody of my frame is up to 30. So I'm at 28.5. That's fine. And so on. So it shows you all this stuff that will help motivate you to continue doing what you're doing if you're setting goals for a certain body mass or body fat or whatever. But yeah, that's just one of the many things that you have to have those goals throughout keto, or else you'll relapse and you'll say, oh, screw it, I'll have a soda, or I'll have this sandwich with real bread, and you'll put that weight right back on. Jenny says she eats the toppings on pizza if the crust isn't keto, right? They have this cauliflower crust. I hate cauliflower, and I tried it though. I gave it a shot, and it sucked. Yeah, pizza. Gotta have pizza, Jenny. I'm with you on that. Well, it is that time of the year too. This is the time of the year where many of us do put weight on, so that's understandable. Hi, Claudette. How are you? Yeah, you feel lighter. You do in other ways. So yeah, more energy, definitely. Large boned. Yeah, I've got, broad shoulders, big bones. Yeah. So large frame. It's that Polish and Russian in me, I think. I got it. Well, the app, it comes with the scale, and I have a link to the scale above and below. I don't remember the specific brand. I step on the scale every day. I just don't notice the brand name, but it's down there and up here. Whether you're on Facebook, so it's going to be right above me. Sparkling water with stevia. Okay, that's a good idea. I don't have soda cravings. On a rare occasion, I know it's horrible for you. Mountain Dew. I was a Mountain Dew junkie before I pretty much gave up all sodas. But once in a blue moon, I would still have a soda. And it would be, there's a place called Winn-Dixie. It's a supermarket here in the United States. And they have a soda, a cola that's made with sugar. I know. Sugar's like the worst thing you can have. But I would, on a rare occasion, have that. Everything in moderation. Don't judge, okay? But that's a cool trick, Jenny. Oh, that's interesting. Wendy says there's a chicken pizza crust too. Interesting. I've never heard of that. That sounds good. I gotta look up a recipe for that. Yeah, that sounds really good. I would try that. But yeah, I've had 0 cheat days, and the thing I miss the most, yeah, pizza, definitely. Milk. For beverages, milk. I'm a milkaholic. Well, I guess I was a milkaholic. I drink a lot of water now. Ton of water. But yeah, I used to go through a lot of milk. Probably 3/4 of a gallon of milk a day. Yeah, a lot of milk. Here's one thing I don't understand. How is it not okay to drink milk on a keto diet, but it's okay to have cheese? And cheese is made from milk. How is one okay and the other not? And that baffles me. Scientists are baffled over this one. Juice is another tough one because I love orange juice and pineapple juice. Yeah, I miss that. Now, one of the cheats that I found was using these tortillas. It's only three net carbs per tortilla. So I'm okay with that. And what you do with that is you take some avocado oil, put it in a fry pan, heat it up, put your flour tortilla in there, brown it up on both sides, not terribly brown, but just light brown. There's your pizza crust. And I found this from low carb love on YouTube, Myra. But I did something different. I took that. Actually, I did two of them. I did a red pizza. I made my own sauce with a low sugar tomato sauce and added my own spices to it, and mozzarella and pepperoni on top. And then on the other one, I did a white pizza where I had ricotta cheese and garlic butter all mixed together, and then more ricotta on top. And I made a white pizza. So that's how I beat my pizza craving. Of course, it's not as good as, your Italian pizza or Jet's pizza or whatever, but it still helped me get over that craving I had for pizza. Some of the things that you'll go through, you'll have hurdles. Everyone will have hurdles on the keto diet. And my hurdles, the biggest one was probably plateauing. And this would happen when I had that French onion soup. I made some homemade French onion soup. It was delicious. And I put some Gruyere cheese in it and melted it. I didn't put any bread in there. No bread. Just the soup and the cheese. But that still, for some reason, would make me gain weight. And so I might gain a pound or two. And sometimes you just gain a pound or two. Maybe you had a lot of water. Maybe you had something high in salt and you're retaining water. But sometimes you'll just gain a little weight here and there. Like back on the 15th, and that was only a few days ago, I was at 202.2. Now I'm down to 199.1. But even at the beginning of the month, I started out at 203.3, and then I hit a massive plateau. Right here. And I just couldn't lose or gain weight, just plateaued. And actually I started gaining weight and I'm like, wow. But then for no known reason, I lost it. And, you can't get yourself down on that. If you see your weight go up, it's okay. There's probably a good reason for it, but you can't say, oh, fuck it, I give up. No, because it was only a few days after that. Yeah, on the 15th, 2 days after, I went below 200. So hang in there. You can do it. Another plateau is repetitiveness. They say variety's the spice in life. For breakfast for the last couple of weeks, I'm doing 3 eggs over easy. In the past, I've also done scrambled eggs and a little bacon or scrambled eggs and sausage. And I know people have said that's not the healthiest food for you to have, especially after you've had quadruple bypass. Thing is, I needed to get my weight down quickly. And this is the way I did it. This is the way I chose. Right? And I feel really good about it. I kind of decided today that initially my goal was 199. And then once I hit that, to adjust it to 189. But I think I'm going to keep doing my diet the way I am, but with occasional, I might actually have a sandwich one day, right? I might go out and buy some milk, but I'm not going to go overboard. I want to keep it basically regimented to what I'm doing. And if I can stay around the 195 to 199 range, I think that's a good weight for me. I had a quote, or a comment rather, on my post earlier today, I made a post about, and I showed what was on that daily weight reading. I did a screenshot of that and I posted it on my Facebook page. And there was an interesting comment that I'd like to share with you guys. If I can find it. Here it is. Yeah. So I posted this earlier today. As many of you know, I've been on the keto diet since January 1st of this year. I started out at 226.3. And as of yesterday, I hit my goal of 199. It took 77 days to lose 27 pounds. From this point forward, I think I might just maintain my weight and not be so strict about being on keto. And that's what I initially thought would be the right thing to do. But there was an interesting comment by Jill Jacobson. And she said that she's been carnivore for just over 3 years now. She started with keto, healed many health problems, type 2 diabetes. This is not medical advice or information. This is just one person's experience. Okay. So take that, YouTube. So type 2 diabetes was one of them. Every time I tried to add things back in, like what I was saying, maybe milk or bread with a sandwich. Well, it's not good at all. When eating keto or carnivore, your body stops losing when it is at its comfort zone and stays there. Please be careful. It's a slippery slope, and you've done amazing. It was so hard seeing you go through all your health problems, my friend. I appreciate that. I do. Because Lord knows I've been through a shitload of health problems, in the past 3 years. But I'm fucking resilient. Here I am. So that's what made me say I'll probably stay mostly keto or maybe carnivore, Go back to the comments real quick. I grew a stevia plant and dried it. It is very sweet. Yeah. Some people call it, is it stevia or stevia? I call it stevia. I know other people call it stevia. Yeah, I have a big bag of it. And I also have monk fruit extract that I use as well. Jenny says we get raw milk from a farm here, and I think it's so beneficial. Right on. No. Sadly, no. Man, I love orange juice. You can't eat oranges, period. Too sweet, too high in sugar. And Jenny says she makes pizza out of tortillas. Nice. But yeah, the ones I have, they're only 3 net carbs. So it's really low in carbs, and you still get that pizza fix. Aw, thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Chicken crust recipe. Nice. I'll check that out when I get done here. What motivated me was knowing if I ate high carb or sugars, it would set me back 3 days and get it out. Yes, that's true. Dr. Beth said you are either burning fat or storing fat, and carbs create storing. That is so true. Yeah, so true. Claudette says eating some kind of cheese is okay because whey is removed. Okay, that I did not know that. And the fermentation removes the sugar in the milk. I didn't know that. Okay. Still doesn't make a lot of sense. So they don't remove the whey and the sugar in ice cream, apparently. That's why you can't have that, I'm assuming. And lots of water flushes out fat. Yeah, that's the truth. Dr. Berg disagrees about eggs being bad for the heart. There's a lot of research on that lately. You remember when, well, I don't think you're old enough to know, but when I was a kid, they were saying, margarine was the thing. Remember that commercial? The older people here will know. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's, I'll let you guys answer it in the chat to see how old you are to remember that. And that other commercial, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. That was another margarine commercial. But back in the day, they said, when they were saying that margarine is better than butter, they were also saying, don't eat eggs. Now it's the other way around. Right? Hi, Tina. How are you? TJ says, scrambled egg on toast, a little bit of cheese, yummy, everything in moderation. No, I can't do it. Can't do the toast. I get the moderation thing, but and I do have keto bread. They sell keto bread at Aldi's, and it's only, for keto bread, it's inexpensive. It's like $3.75 a loaf. They're tiny loaves, though. They're not that big. So I could have that. But what I do is I freeze the loaves of keto bread. I've got like 3 of them in my freezer. And I just don't have the urge to have any. So I've gotten away from bread. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's coming from a paramedic. Yeah, I keep getting better every day. Thank you. So Chris calls it stevia. Okay, gotcha. That's correct. Ice cream is high in sugar and fat. If you think it's butter, but it's not. It's chiffon. I think parquet was, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. I think you're right on that. But it was chiffon margarine. Why do we have stupid things like that stay in our heads? Why is that important for me to know 30 years after the commercial originally aired? Did I save that just for this moment? Can I get rid of it now? Holy shit. Crazy. So yeah, repetitiveness. Trying to shake things up for breakfast. Maybe I'll go to some scrambled eggs, mix some cheese into that, dice up a little onion in there, side of bacon, who knows. Finding new recipes is always fun, or creating your own. To have the gumption and the balls to create your own and say, fuck it, I know all this stuff is good. Like one thing I want to do, I've got some ricotta cheese, or not ricotta, yeah, ricotta cheese in the refrigerator. And I did it, I bought some when I made some white pizza with the tortilla shells. But I had plenty of left over. And I'm thinking, what can I do? What else can I do with this? So I'm going to take some of the ricotta cheese and some cream cheese, some paprika and a few other spices, carve open a chicken breast and put that all in there, and put it back together with toothpicks, heat it up so it's nice and warm and gooey on the inside, and maybe put some tomato sauce, homemade tomato sauce on top, a little mozzarella on top of that. It's a cheesy, chickeny, gooey mess, right? So yeah, I don't know if there's a recipe out there. I don't even know what it would be called if it was a recipe, but stuffed chicken, Italian stuffed chicken breast, I don't know. It just sounded good to me, and that's one of the things I want to do with it. So don't be afraid to experiment and try stuff that perhaps you've never heard of. Maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't, I don't know. But like the white pizza with the tortilla shells, I didn't look for any recipe for that. I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Or the tortilla, I'm sorry, not the pizza shells, but the tortilla. So yeah, the long-term challenges, what I showed you from Jill's post made me think twice, but I don't want to lose too much weight. I think this is a healthy weight for me. I've seen people that, many vegetarians are just like, they're so skinny they don't look healthy. And they might be 10 times healthier than me. They just don't look it. I don't want to get there. I don't want to be that skinny. I don't think I ever could, because I do have, like I said, big bones. But I want to show you, I'm going to get back to this before and after that I have. And I did this on Photoshop or Paint Shop Pro. I use a couple different Photoshop kind of applications. This was the last time that I went on keto. And that was back when before I had the chest surgery, when I had no quadruple bypass scar there. And I actually had a belly button back then. I kind of lost my belly button after all of my surgeries that I've had. But outside of that, if you were to envision my body, it's pretty close to that right now. So, except with all the scars that I have, and that's why I'm not taking a picture like that. Well, I do have one like that, but it's for my own entertainment. I took before and after kind of thing. This was me at Allie's flat in the UK, and you can see my belly coming out right there. I had a big belly, and how round my face was. I put on some weight when I was out there. No regrets. This was from our Allie's in my last show before I started the keto diet. So it might have been New Year's Eve, our New Year's Eve show. And then on the right, that's me today. I took that right before the comparison, the before and after. And what I did was I overlapped that picture on top of today's picture, and you can see the difference. Look at the face. The weight in the face is just like, you can see how much. I guess that's another place, Jenny, that guys can lose it. We lose it in our stomachs and our faces. I imagine you would lose it in your face too. But yeah, it's quite the transformation. So a lot in my face. Okay. I make strawberry keto ice cream out of heavy whipping cream. Oh, give me a recipe for that. That sounds good, because I got like 3 containers of whipping cream, and I got strawberries, and I got blueberries. Heck yeah, that sounds good. Please send me that recipe. I know when I'm in ketosis, I don't have any cravings. Nice. And we'll have power. Yeah, there you go. Claudette says almond flour is okay for pizza crust. Have you done that, Claudette? Because I've used almond flour to make French crepes. It didn't work well. It wasn't good at all. It fell apart. Yeah. That would be good if I liked mushrooms. Making barbecue spare ribs with an onion, mushroom red wine reduction, and egg fried rice. I'd share with you, brother, but yeah. But I'm not there, so more for you. That's okay. Barbecue spare ribs sound good. I couldn't eat the rice, but yeah, ribs sound good. And I'm not, I know that some people say, oh, you can't have barbecue sauce because of the sugar. No, I'll put, because you're not using that. When you put some like barbecue sauce on a chicken thigh, it's not that much. I'm not going to worry about that. So anyway, that's pretty much my my update. Thanks for joining me here on YouTube and Facebook. That's a good question, Debbie. I'm curious, does your cholesterol get higher on this diet? I've got my yearly exam coming up in like another month or so. And I had all my blood work done, and I'll find out then, right? But from what I understand, like there was a comment from this Jill on my Facebook page saying that her type 2 diabetes was resolved. This is not medical advice. And my friend Cliff in the UK, same thing. So if it can be reversed, stuff like that, if it can, then it's a blessing. At what expense? At the expense of your cholesterol? Maybe. I don't know. I'll find out though and when I do find out, I'll pass that back on. I'll do another update video probably in another month, and we'll see where I'm at then. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining me here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for watching if you're watching on the recorded version as well. And I got to get ready for Allie and I are going to have dinner and a movie tonight. We're watching Back to the Future. And I made pot roast with green beans. That's going to be my dinner. So to those who are dieting, I'm with you. Keep up the good work. Maybe I've inspired a few people to start dieting. It works. 27 pounds in 77 days. It works. You've seen the before and after. And I wish you good luck as well. So until the next time, I'm just going to sign off here. Greg from in5d.com and Synthesia.com, in5d.net. And sending you all infinite love and light. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining me.